I'm absolutely delighted. I think Matic was the best bet of all those that we've been linked to. I mean, the links with Fabinho, I know a lot of people in the comments really did want Fabinho, but for me, we've got a Premier League proven player, not just Premier League proven, but Premier League winning player. We've got a player that provides a safety blanket for his midfield partners and the defence. And if you look at what he did for Cesc Fabregas in the 2014 season or 2015 season, you will see exactly what we are getting. The way that Fabregas was allowed to dictate play with Matic in behind him is exactly what we're going to get with Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba will be dancing. I mean, he dances a lot anyway, but he will be dancing at this news. Matic is an excellent signing. Now, I know a lot of people preferred this guy, and they're saying this guy is younger. Well, we've got a lot of young players. We've got a lot of inexperienced players. We've got a lot of players with potential. So for me, Matic ticks a couple of boxes. He ticks one box at 28 years of age, almost 29, where he's not going to be here for that long. He's going to not hamper the development of likes of Timbo Fosu-Mensah. He's also got the experience, as I mentioned. He's also got Premier League winning experience in a very key area of the pitch. He's 6'4". He's got excellent amount of headers won per game, on average better than Fellaini, better than any other midfielder in the Premier League in his position in the top six. You're looking at someone that has a lot of blocks. There's a lot of revisionism going on from Chelsea fans who say that he's a cast-off, someone that they didn't want. But let's face it, the fact is that Matic played 35 games for them in their title-winning season, was an integral part of 2 of their league title wins. For me, the safe bet is Jose Mourinho getting Matic. Now, if Mourinho comes to a club, he's been here 12 months at Manchester United, and he goes, I need a thing that's this shape, right? And he's worked with Matic for a couple of years, won a title with him, knows him, understands the instructions that Matic can take and what he does to interpret those. And he goes, you know what? This is a good fit. I'm happy with that. If Mourinho wants a player that he's worked with in the past, I am happy with that because I know that Mourinho is going to know exactly what he's getting from this transfer. Everyone's saying that he's over the hill and all the rest of that sort of stuff. Not interested in that. Matic is an excellent signing, and what he's going to do for Paul Pogba might be enough to push Manchester United over the line. Last season we created almost as many chances as Liverpool, took almost as many shots as Spurs. Both of those teams completely praised for their attacking abilities. We just had a poor finishing rate. We had a 12.5% finishing rate. Lukaku improves that on his own, but I want to see some more players taking more shots. We saw in the recent pre-season games loads of pot shots from United, taking shots from distance, trying to hit the ball in from a long way out, and I think that's something we can do with a real defensive midfielder in Nemanja Matic. So an excellent signing for Manchester United. I would love to be able to say that we will see him on Wednesday at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. Don't know if that's going to be the case. We might be saving him for the Real Madrid game, but it's possible that he could at least be on the bench on Wednesday night and get some sort of pre-season game in with his new teammates. So I'm very happy. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. We've got Sanchez next, says one, and we've got Matic is our saviour. Finally, Pogba set free by Paul. Alexis Sanchez. There's a lot of people talking in the comments saying Alexis Sanchez. Now, I've literally just said to producer Chris off air that if we signed somebody like Alexis Sanchez or even Bale, literally any of those two, Manchester United are going to be an unbelievable force to be reckoned with next season. I don't care about what's going on at left back. With what we've brought in just there, I think Manchester United would be a real threat. I think we're possibly a little bit far away from it at the moment, but I'd love to see what's in store for us, because I definitely don't think we're done in terms of the business so far. It's not even August yet. We've still got a whole month left of the transfer window. There's a lot of stuff that could be coming in. Loads of you are happy in the comments. We finally did it, says the Dark Lord. Cracking plur. We need Perisic, says Munib. Okay, let's talk about Perisic then. So people saying, do we need Perisic when we've got Marshall? Well, what Perisic offers is something entirely different to what Marshall offers. Marshall cuts inside from wide and goes in for himself. Perisic plays balls in from the left-hand side, and I think there's something completely different. And I think having players that offer different solutions gives you different ways of playing, and I think that's something that a lot of teams get stuck in one way of playing. Mourinho's quite open, quite fluid, quite flexible, and I think that's a real benefit for him. So, you know, I do hope that's happened. Someone there laughing, saying as if we could sign Bale. Well, I do think we could sign Bale. I mean, if you look at my reaction to when we was linked with Pogba last summer, I didn't think that was even possible, and that was without Champions League football, and that was without a couple of trophies under our belt with Jose Mourinho. So I think, yes, Manchester United can sign Gareth Bale. If Gareth Bale wants to leave Real Madrid, we are easily one of, if not the favourites for somewhere that he would go. The question is, would he want to leave Real Madrid? I think that's a question that we can't really answer at the moment. Aurier next, says CJ14. Well, here's the deal with Aurier. Aurier's a very good player. I actually got a load of abuse for... I did a video with Football Daily, and I put him in my team of the year a couple of years ago. Got wrecked for that opinion. I rate Aurier. I think he's a very good player. But as a non-EU national, he's got a criminal record for... I can't remember what it is. He's got a criminal record which prevented him coming and playing against Arsenal last year. The Home Office wouldn't give him the visa to come and play. That would prevent him being able to sign for Manchester United as it currently stands. But there is a hearing on the 7th of August where he is going to try and appeal the original conviction. If he appeals the original conviction, he'll be able to get a visa as a professional sportsman. If he doesn't win the appeal, then I guess that transfer is completely off the cards. So I guess that's why we're not really talking about it just now. So for those of you just joining us, I'll recap exactly what United are saying. United signed Nemanja Matic. Manchester United are delighted to announce the signing of Nemanja Matic from Chelsea on a 3-year contract with an option to extend for a further year. The 28-year-old Serbian international midfielder has won a number of club and individual honours, including league titles in both England and Portugal. And can I also mention this as well? I don't know how many of you are clued up on Serbian football. Partizan and Red Star might be the most intense derby, city rivalry that there exists in world football. It's absolutely insane. Nemanja Matic played for both of them, Partizan and Red Star, as a kid coming up. Now, if he can survive that, then he can survive anything. I think that's testament to his character. Jose Mourinho has said, Nemanja is a Manchester United player and Jose Mourinho player. He represents everything we want in a footballer. Loyalty, consistency, ambition, team player. I would like to thank him for his desire to join us because without that, it would be impossible to have him here. I'm sure our players and supporters will love him. A big welcome to our new number 31. Jose obviously delighted with somebody else that he's worked with in the squad. Nemanja Matic has said, I am delighted to have joined Manchester United. To work with Mourinho once again was an opportunity I couldn't turn down. I have enjoyed my time at Chelsea and would like to thank the club and the fans for their support. I cannot wait to meet my new teammates and start training with the team. Standard rubbish that they all come out with. This is a very exciting time for the club. I am looking forward to playing my part in creating more history for this great club. So Matic looking forward to getting down and dirty. Do you reckon he's going to be featuring on Wednesday night against Sampdoria? Let me know in the comments if you do. CJ14, we really do need a winger. Do we really need a winger is the question. I think it is actually. Sanchez is almost a done deal, says Hitman Daz. Oh, is that a done deal for City or a done deal for United? Because I'm not sure it's a done deal, to be honest. Nothing phases, lads, says Paul Pogba. Nice to have you in here, Paul. Bring Zaha back, says Blazer. Do you know what? As an option off the bench, I don't think that's the craziest idea in the world. It's not the craziest idea I've heard today anyway. It's not the craziest idea I've heard this afternoon, to be honest. Why do we need a winger, says Kane? Well, we need a winger because at the moment, all of our wingers are not wingers. They are wide forwards. They are players that do not create for other people. They cut inside and they create chances for themselves. Or if they are a creator like a Mkhitaryan, they still come inside and they look to create from a very narrow angle. What Perisic does is he stays wide, he hugs the touchline, and Perisic puts in around about 10 times, literally 10 times more crosses per season than anybody else at Manchester United. Now, when you've got a unit in the middle to aim for, like Lukaku and potentially like Ibrahimovic after Christmas, then someone who can cross a ball is a very good asset for us, I think, just as a different way of playing. If going down the middle isn't working, if playing on the counter isn't working, we can try crossing it with someone who's got a good crossing, and Perisic is that guy. I don't think he will play, says Dom. Are you mad? We need crosses because of the height we have. Exactly, Jamie. Yep. So, yep, you guys are hitting the nail on the head in the comments here, I think. Buy Sanchez because Perisic is too much. What do you think? Do you think Sanchez is going to be cheaper than Perisic? A new winger would be a real benefit for us, I think. But do you know what? It's not about the names. It's about what they offer to the team. Like this one with Matic. I think a lot of people wanted a sexier name, a bigger profile name. But do you know what? Matic is exactly what I think Manchester United really need. Now, I'm not completely deludedly happy with all of our signings. You all know that I've got a little bit of reservation about what's going on with Lindelof. But I'm really happy overall with the signings that we made. I think Lukaku improves us. I think... if we can sort out the defensive frailties that Lindelof has got, then I think he offers us something as a ball-playing defender. And I definitely think Matic brings something to the team that we've really lacked. Because I don't think Carrick can do it for the full season. I definitely think Matic can do it for the full season. Matic coming doesn't negate Pereira. I agree on that, Paul. Yep, absolutely. Pereira's a player that I really want to see a bit more at number 8. As I've said a couple of times, he was a number 10 or a left winger coming through in the academy, but he's really matured into a cultured number 8 with excellent feet. So I can't wait to see that guy rolled up in the first team for Manchester United. Apparently we want Sancho, says Dion Davies. Well, maybe we'll be talking about Jadon Sancho in tomorrow's transfers today at 11 o'clock tonight. So maybe you don't want to be missing that one because, yes, Sancho would be a hell of a player. Disappointed with the Matic signing, says Munib. Why are you disappointed with the Matic signing? You're going to have to help me out on that one and let me know why you are disappointed with the Matic signing. Because, like I said, this is a player Jose Mourinho has worked with. This is a player that Jose Mourinho wants. For me, someone with those sort of credentials is a fantastic signing for us. Why you need to be going elsewhere? There's risk when you have to go and scout somebody. There's risk when you try and evaluate what someone's going to bring to your team. Well, you're minimising that risk if you've already worked with a player because there's intangibles that you don't know about when you scout somebody. Neymar in, says Abkasi. Ed Woodward would have a nightmare with absolute dream with that one, wouldn't he? That's Ed Woodward's dream. A lot of people comment Neymar. Nani back. I've seen a couple of people saying Nani, but Nani hasn't really lit it up anywhere. As he was in Spain last year after not really impressing over in Turkey. Would Nani really improve us at this stage? I know it's the done thing to be signing players that you've already worked with, but I'm not sure about that one. Fellaini. Now, yes, we have got to talk about Marouane Fellaini. Jose Mourinho yesterday said it'd be easier for Galatasaray to get him than it would be for Marouane Fellaini, but do you know what? It feels like posturing for me. It feels like Mourinho is just trying to drive the price up because it feels like Fellaini is going to be on his way, in all honesty. Matić makes 3-5-2 more suitable, says Supril. Yep, I agree on that one. New winger, bring Ronaldo. Well, Ronaldo's not really played on the wing for a while, to be honest. For United, obviously. Who are City? What are you talking about? Woodward is a lad. Why don't we sign Thiago? Do you really think he would play over Pogba? Because it's the same sort of position, really, isn't it? Who is Sancho? Well, you will find out a little bit later at 11 o'clock in tomorrow's transfers today, because I think it's quite safe to say that Jadon Sancho is possibly the most exciting English talent, in England. Possibly even more so than Gomez, and City are going to let him go because they don't know how to bring players through. Yes, I will be in Dublin. Full-time Devils aren't in Dublin, but I am in Dublin, so I'll be getting drunk watching United and Sampdoria. Winger Pulisic, not a bad option. Schweinsteiger should have been given a chance, says Sanja. I kind of agree on that, but if his injuries was playing a big part in it, then I think that it's a sensible one to go with someone who's solid like Matić. Matić now the only United player without a social media presence. Bet Woodward has something to say about that pretty swift. I wouldn't shock me, mate. Dembele, please. I think someone a little bit older. Someone saying, whoa, Gomez is better. Well, I have watched both players, so in my opinion, Sancho is dangerous, probably a little bit more dangerous than Gomez on the ball. Obviously, I've got a massive high valuation of Angel Gomez, but trust me, Sancho is unbelievably good. Swap Lingard and Zaha. Why would you want to get rid of Lingard? I think Jesse Lingard gets a lot of unfair stick, a lot of unfair stick. If we win the Premier League this year, I should shave my beard. Not happening. I'll keep my beard and I'll celebrate the title win with my beard. I'll dunk it in a pint. 40 million a bit too much. Hazib, do you know what? I would have said maybe before this window, but when I see fullbacks going for 50 million, the talk of a teenager who's had 6 good months going for 161 million, I don't think we can even talk about the price of how much these players are going for at the moment. People still commenting, who is Sancho? Find out at 11 o'clock tonight. Perisic, we have no update as it stands at the moment with Perisic. But someone mentioned this to me yesterday, and I have to think that it's probably quite legit. If you remember how it was going down with Morata, there was, we want this much, we're prepared to pay this much. And there was always this gap in the middle, talking about, oh, it's going to be happening in the next 24 hours. It's going to be talking in the next 48 hours, something along those lines. And it just never seemed to happen. Well, that was because he was our second choice. And Lukaku was our first choice, and we was working on both deals simultaneously. I don't think one was a smokescreen for another. I think we was earnestly negotiating with one, but if our first choice came in, we was going to drop him the way we did. So I think we may be working on somebody else alongside Perisic, but we may never find that out if Perisic is the one that we end up signing. It just seems that we are contributing to the delay of this a little bit. It honestly feels like that. Right, who starts for you then in a midfield? For me, I want to say a midfield 3, because that is truly when you get the best out of Paul Pogba. We saw United's best games last season was when Herrera and Pogba was played on the same line and Carrick was played just behind them. But Carrick only had a few real good games in a shirt last season for us. He had quite a few ordinary games when he was played as part of that three. And increasingly we saw Herrera move down into the number 6 position to cope with that. And Fellaini brought in as the other number 8. I think the best midfield three for Manchester United is clearly going to be Matić in the 6 and playing Herrera and Pogba as 2 number 8s. Herrera being half a 6 as well as an 8 and Pogba being half a 10 as well as an 8 as well. Both definitely controlling everywhere, but Pogba doing a lot of the creating from deep because that is where he is his best, and also getting forward and getting some goals as well. And I think the best way to do that would be in a 3-5-2, but I don't think we're going to play that very often. So I think the 4-3-3 with Matić, Herrera and Pogba. And I think every single person in the comments is agreeing with me on that one. I don't think there's any argument with that. Everybody saying the same sort of thing. Couple of people saying 3-5-2. One person suggesting the Black Zlatan needs to play up front. If you don't know who we're talking about, you need to go and watch the Full-Time Devils FC videos. JD says Fabinho is better than Matić. Well, that's your opinion, mate. You're entitled to it, but I disagree. Zlatan is definitely going to re-sign, says Niall. I think so. 3-5-2 if Perisic comes in from Schimmel. That's not a bad shout. Matić, Pogba and Herrera will be the strongest midfield in the Prem. What do you guys reckon? Jake reckons that's the strongest midfielder in the Premier League. Can you name a better midfield than that? Not sure I can, to be honest. I think that's a very good midfield. Chelsea might give us a bit of a run for money, but that's a very good midfield. Perisic reminds me of Arjen Robben, says Robbie Jones. No, I think Robben obviously comes inside for himself a little bit more, whereas Perisic likes to throw it in. Scholes out of retirement, says Chunky South. Well, it works once. Maybe we could do that again. Bale, Mourinho should play Lindelof and Bale in a match. Yeah, we haven't seen that yet, have we? I mean, that's what I thought would be our top choice. We just haven't seen that yet. Right, I'm going to recap what's going on again for you guys. If you've just joined us, here's what's going on. Manchester United are delighted to announce the signing of Nemanja Matic, and it also means we get to recycle a song, from Chelsea on a 3-year contract with an option to extend for a further year. The 28-year-old Serbian international midfielder has won a number of club and individual honours, including league titles in both England and Portugal. Mourinho has said, Nemanja is a Manchester United player and a Jose Mourinho player. He represents everything we want in a footballer: loyalty, consistency, ambition, team player. I would like to thank him for his desire to join, because without that, it would be impossible to have him here. I am sure our players and supporters will love him. A big welcome to our new number 31. So no word officially yet, that I've seen at least. I mean, it might have released since we've come on air, on the fee, but it's a 3-year contract with an option to extend. And I think Paul Pogba is off dabbing his little heart out, because he knows he is going to win Player of the Year this season with Nemanja Matic behind him. He's going to be an absolute beast of a team that we've got going forward, and I cannot wait at all. What will happen to Juan Mata? I think Juan Mata's got a good place in the squad, in all honesty. The Spurs midfield, says JD. That's not a bad shout. Spurs is a pretty good midfield. Why is every United player getting banned by UEFA, says Anat. Okay, so Blind and Jones have been sanctioned by UEFA. The word is that United are going to appeal, and this is because they violated anti-doping regulations. Now, don't worry, none of them have took anything. What appears to have happened is, while United was posing with the Manchester City United banner in the dressing room after winning the Europa League, one of the testers for the anti-doping asked Phil Jones to come and take a sample, and Jones just swore at him, told him he wanted to take the photo and celebrate with the rest of the squad. I imagine it's just some job's worth. He probably was swore at, and you can understand that in the heat of the moment. Jones has lost his temper with him. Blinder said the same thing, but apparently not lost his temper with him. So Blinder's been fined. Phil Jones has been fined and suspended for 2 games. But the word coming out from a couple of the journalists close to United at the moment is that United are going to appeal this because they feel it's a little bit harsh. So there you go. Aurier versus Valencia, says Ronnie24. Well, I think one's younger, one's a bit harder. I think there's little in it, to be honest. Mason says, I really wanted Fabinho, but I can appreciate how good of a signing Matić is and think he will help us challenge. That's the one, innit? I mean, yeah, you might have a preference that we sign this guy over this guy, but I don't think you can deny that Matić is a great signing. I honestly do think that Fabinho would have been a good signing for us as well. But I'm really pleased that we've got Matić in. I definitely think he helps us. I think the experience of winning the Premier League is something that is massive and valuable, because we don't really have a lot of that in our squad. If not Perisic, then who? I don't know, mate. I don't know who we're negotiating with. Griezmann in January, says Dev. Can you imagine? Oof. Maybe that's why we was always looking at 3-5-2 anyway, because I don't see Griezmann being played as a wide forward in a 4-3-3, but you can see him being played off. Hang on, can we just have a second to think about how Lukaku would look with Griezmann filling in the space in behind him? Oh my God. Oh my God. What an unbelievable strike force that would be. Jesus. Who do I think we'll get if Perisic doesn't go through? Don't know, mate. We need Depay back. Why are we signing back players? Let's not sign back players. Bring back Di Maria. Let's definitely not do that, okay? Can we definitely not do that, all right? Definitely don't want to bring back Di Maria. Fosu Mensah in midfield. Well, he's got someone that he can learn off now. Someone that's not going to hamper his development as much as if we sign someone who's 23, 24. Perisic's second choice, Lamar first choice. I don't think so. Where do I think we'll finish with this team now? I think United are finishing first or second. I think no one has really taken massive steps forward. And I know these people that are going to comment, oh, Manchester City have just signed every right and left back in the world. Yes, they have. But for me, Manchester City still haven't addressed what their issue was last season. They don't have a plan B and they don't have a strong enough defence that's going to last a full season. That was Manchester City's problems. Signing all these forwards and attacking midfielders and stuff like that doesn't improve Manchester City. Manchester City created and scored lots of goals last season. That wasn't their problem. Their problem was Pep Guardiola's lack of a plan B, and their problem was that they was too soft and couldn't hold on to the middle. They've addressed one of the problems in a lack of a goalkeeper, but that is it. Apart from that, I think they're really going to struggle. What about youngsters like McTominay, Harrop or Tuanzebe? What about them, mate? You have to give me more than a question than that. Don't want Mata to be replaced. Me either, to be honest, but he enters his last year of his contract. What would you guys say if I said Juan Mata goes at the end of the season and he goes to Atletico Madrid because we're getting Griezmann coming back the other way? What if I said that to you guys? Would everyone take that? I think you probably would take that, to be honest, wouldn't you? Prediction for the top six? Oh, no idea. It's going to be chaos in the top six, isn't it? All I will say is no one can get left behind. If you don't win those first 4 or 5 games, you're going to be too far off the pace. It's going to be an absolute killer's row in that top six. I think it's going to be very, very difficult. Someone's got United finishing 7th there. You need your head testing, my mate. Bale is not coming, says Daniel Evans. Okay, mate, whatever. Good balance in the midfield, says Thorn. Right, we are going to wrap it up there. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to give it a like, subscribe. If you're new around here, you can enjoy all different flavour of Manchester United videos. Definitely go and check out the Full Time Devils FC stuff. We recently played Creators. That video was up on Friday. It's a great video. You need to go and watch it and find out why Sam won't be allowed to take penalties going forward. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back at 11 o'clock tonight with tomorrow's transfers today, and we're going to be talking about the failures of Manchester City's academy and Jadon Sancho. Thanks for joining us. See you in a bit.